What if I told you the secret to getting stronger after 55 isn't hiding in the gym? What if all those workouts you're pushing through, all that protein you're eating, are only half the story? You've done everything right. You walk, you lift, you stay active. And yet, that stubborn weakness lingers. The recovery feels slower. The soreness just won't leave. You start to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Friends say it's just normal aging. Doctors say to take it easy. But deep down, you know something doesn't feel right. Here's the truth. The problem isn't your effort, and it's not your muscles. It's a hormonal disconnect, a quiet breakdown that happens when we sleep, or more often, when we don't. After 55, our bodies play by different rules. We can't cheat sleep anymore. 5 or 6 hours, that's not enough. Because for us, poor sleep doesn't just make us tired, it shuts off muscle repair. And sometimes, it even triggers muscle loss. That's why you can train hard, eat clean, and still feel like your strength won't stick. Your body simply isn't getting the signal to rebuild. Tonight, that's what we're going to change. I'll show you 3 simple, science-backed rituals that help your body turn on its repair mode again. But more importantly, we'll go beneath the surface into the why. You'll see how these habits reawaken your human growth hormone, your body's master repair signal, and how they calm cortisol, the stress hormone that quietly steals your progress while you sleep. This isn't about pills or quick fixes. It's about sending a new message to your body, a message that says, rest now, repair now, rebuild now. Before we dive in, leave your name and where you're watching from in the comments. It's inspiring to see this community growing people from every corner of the world, all working to stay strong, stay independent, stay alive in motion. All right, let's begin. Ritual 1. The HGH Reset, the 90-minute rule. Our first ritual isn't an exercise. It's a message, a hormonal signal that tells your body, it's time to repair. Most people hear human growth hormone, or HGH, and think of athletes or bodybuilders. But for us, for those of us over 55, it's something far more vital. HGH is the quiet architect behind every repair you make. It's what takes the protein you ate and stitches it back into stronger muscle fibers. It's what keeps your bones solid, your joints moving smoothly, your recovery alive. It is quite literally your body's stay strong signal. Here's the twist that almost no one talks about. Nearly 70% of your entire daily HGH is released in one single pulse. That pulse happens in the first 90 to 120 minutes of deep sleep. Just one shot, one precious window. But there's a silent thief, a hidden switch that can cancel that entire process. That switch is insulin. When you eat sugars or carbs before bed, even innocent ones, a cookie, a banana, a glass of milk, your body releases insulin to manage the sugar. And insulin and HGH, they don't get along. They're like oil and water. When insulin is high, your HGH signal gets blocked. Your body's master repair command silenced. All that work you did during the day, the walks, the stretches, the effort, left unrepaired. So here's the ritual. Simple but powerful. The 90-minute rule. No food except water for at least 90 minutes before your head hits the pillow. That's it. By 8:30 p.m., the kitchen is closed. You're not starving yourself. You're clearing the runway for your body to rebuild. This quiet gap gives your insulin time to fall, your brain time to prepare, and your body permission to unleash that deep wave of HGH repair. If you truly need something, grab a small handful of almonds or walnuts. The healthy fats barely touch insulin, but they calm hunger. You're not skipping a snack. You're protecting your most powerful 90 minutes of the night. The 90 minutes when your body decides whether to age or repair. This is where recovery begins. In silence and in discipline. Ritual 2. The cortisol shield. The 60-minute wind down. If HGH is your body's master repair signal, then cortisol is its opposite. Cortisol is the stress hormone, the ancient fight or flight switch. It's what keeps you sharp, awake, ready to face danger. And when it rises, it does one thing very efficiently. It breaks down muscle to create instant energy. Think about that. HGH builds, cortisol breaks down. You simply cannot be in repair and in stress at the same time. And here's the tragedy of modern life. We spend the entire day soaking in cortisol deadlines, bills, bad news, family worries. Then when night comes, we expect to just shut it off, flip a switch, and fall peacefully asleep. But the body doesn't work like that. We carry the day's stress right to the pillow. We check one more email, scroll one more feed, watch one more story, and every time we do, the brain hears one message. Stay alert. The day isn't over. Cortisol rises. Heart rate stays up. Deep sleep gone. That's why we need a cortisol shield. A clear signal to your body that the day is officially over. That it's safe to rest, safe to heal. This is the 60-minute wind down. Step 1. 1 hour before bed, all screens go dark. Phone, tablet, computer, TV, everything. The blue light from those screens tells your brain it's still noon. And when your brain thinks it's noon, it shuts down melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. Step 2, dim the lights. Mimic the sunset. Bright overhead bulbs keep your brain wired for daytime. So instead, use soft lamps, warm tones. Create the feeling of dusk. Step 3. Do one gentle analog thing. Read a real book, something calm. Listen to quiet music. Stretch slowly. Or write down your thoughts. Get them out of your head and onto the page. This isn't wasted time. This is your most productive hour. You're not just relaxing, you're resetting your entire nervous system. You're telling your body, the threat is gone. It's safe now. It's time to repair. You can't fight your way to recovery. You have to invite it. Ritual 3. The Muscle Fuel Protocol. The Protein Anchor. So far, we've done 2 powerful things. Ritual 1, we called in the repair crew, our human growth hormone. Ritual 2, we sent the demolition crew home, our stress hormone cortisol. Now, it's time to give the repair team their building materials. Those materials are amino acids, the little bricks that make muscle, bone, and tissue stronger. And here's where so many of us, especially past 50, go wrong. We focus on daily protein. We hit the number. But what we forget is our bodies can't store protein like they used to. We can't just save it up for later. When we fall asleep, our body begins an 8-hour fast. And if there's not enough amino acids in the bloodstream, your body still needs to repair your heart, your organs, your joints. So it looks for protein elsewhere, and the place it finds it is your own muscle. That's the cruel part. your body starts to break down what you've worked so hard to build. A slow, quiet process called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. We're literally cannibalizing our own strength, simply because we didn't give the body enough to work with before bed. So, we fix that. We anchor our protein. We use something slow, something that releases amino acids through the night like a steady drip. That's the muscle fuel protocol. Here's how it works. This ritual connects directly with Ritual 1, your 90-minute rule. If you're in bed by 10 p.m., your 90-minute window starts at 8:30. That's the moment for your protein anchor. What kind? A slow-release protein. The most researched, most effective, casein. Casein is found in dairy. Unlike whey, which floods your system and disappears fast, casein forms a gentle gel in your stomach, releasing amino acids for 6 to 7 hours straight. It feeds your muscles while you sleep. You've got two simple ways to get it. Option 1, the food route. Half a cup of cottage cheese or plain Greek yogurt, both rich in natural casein. Small, light, and deeply nourishing. Eat it right as your 90-minute window begins. Option 2, the supplement route. 1 scoop of casein protein powder. Mix it with just a splash of water or almond milk thick, almost like pudding. Not a big drink, just a slow fuel source. And here's what happens when you do this. You're not having a snack. You're stocking the shelves for your repair crew. You're making sure that when HGH shows up to rebuild, the lumber is already stacked. Instead of turning your 8 hours of sleep into a slow muscle loss, you turn it into a quiet, powerful muscle gain. That's what real recovery looks like, fueled, supported, and earned. As someone who spent years working with older adults, I want to remind you of something simple and powerful. Consistency always beats intensity. Every single time. Doing these rituals perfectly, once a week, won't change much. But doing them well enough, every night, that's where the transformation begins. Your hormones, your brain, your muscles, they all live by rhythm. They learn through repetition, not from pressure, but from pattern. So make these rituals part of your evening rhythm. Attach them to something you already do. Set a small alarm 90 minutes before bed. When that chime goes off, that's the signal. The kitchen closes, the phone goes dark, the lights soften. That's your anchor, your quiet transition from day mode to repair mode. And about Ritual 3, the protein anchor. If you notice that even a small meal close to bedtime, listen to your body. Always. Your body, not a video, not a routine, is your ultimate guide. In that case, lean on Ritual 1 and Ritual 2. Keep that fasting window. Protect that wind-down hour. And simply make sure your dinner, your last real meal, carries enough protein to support recovery. This isn't about ego. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about awareness. You're learning a new language, the hormonal rhythm of your own body. Give it time. Be gentle. Be consistent. That's how strength truly returns. Before we finish, I need to share something important. A reminder about safety. These rituals are gentle, natural, and built on well-understood human biology. But even the safest habits aren't one size fits all. So please, listen closely. If you are managing type 1 or type 2 diabetes and you use medication, especially insulin, you must talk with your doctor before changing your nighttime eating schedule. Adjusting your food without adjusting your insulin can be risky, even dangerous. Your medical team knows your body best. Always check with them first. If you've been diagnosed with kidney disease or renal insufficiency, you may already be on a protein-restricted plan. Do not add extra protein, even casein, without approval from your nephrologist or registered dietitian. And finally, if you're being treated for a diagnosed sleep disorder like severe sleep apnea, or if you're taking prescription sleep medication, discuss these rituals with your sleep specialist before you begin. Your safety is the foundation of all progress. We build from there, never around it. Always trust your doctor's guidance first. That's how you protect the body you've worked so hard to keep strong. Take a breath, slow, steady. Let it sink in. What you just heard wasn't a handful of sleep tips. You just learned a new language, the quiet, hormonal rhythm of strength and repair. You didn't just watch a video. You invested in your independence. You reclaimed control over how your body ages. You reminded every cell, every nerve, every muscle that you are not in decline, you are in reconstruction. For too long, we've been told that weakness, fragility, stiffness are just part of the deal. But that story is old, and it's wrong. Your body isn't finished. It isn't fragile. It's responsive. It's been waiting patiently for the right signals, for the right fuel, for your permission to rebuild. And now, you've given it that permission. So let's make this official. Go to the comments and write, "I am rebuilding my strength." That's not just a phrase, it's a promise, a commitment to yourself to wake up stronger, day after day. And if someone you care about needs to hear this, send it to them. Because strength, real strength, grows faster when it's shared. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. There's so much more waiting for you here. PracticalScience.com guidance and the small, powerful habits that keep you strong for life. Stay curious, stay consistent, and keep rising.
You drop something on the floor and pause. Not because it's far, but because you know the floor can feel like another world. For a moment, the breath catches. The mind runs through small calculations, knees, hips, balance, pain. Will they all agree this time? Many people at 60, 70, even 80 know this pause. It's quiet, almost invisible, yet it decides how free you feel each day. In Japan, they treat that moment differently. They meet it every day. On soft tatami mats, elders lower themselves to the ground and rise again, as naturally as a sunrise. It isn't exercise, it's rehearsal for independence. A humble, beautiful routine that keeps confidence alive. One calm descent, one steady return at a time. Because falling isn't the danger, staying afraid is. Part 2, Why We Lose the Floor, Extended Edition. It doesn't happen all at once. One day you kneel to reach a drawer and feel a small tremble. Another week you lean to tie a shoe and something deep in your hip says, "Not today." That's how balance fades quietly. Not through pain or injury, but through hesitation. The brain starts to doubt what the body once did without thinking. Inside your muscles, tiny sensors called proprioceptors begin to lose their rhythm. They're the body's timekeepers telling your knees when to bend your hips, when to follow your spine, when to brace. When those signals slow, movement feels heavier, less certain. It isn't weakness, it's lag. If we could see it in the Blue Lab view, you'd notice it instantly: green lines of communication pulsing between ankle, hip, and core, then flickering red where the signal stalls.
That pause. That's the same pause you feel before you reach for the floor.
But here's the good news: delay can be retrained. In Japan, it happens every day without anyone calling it exercise. Tatami living naturally asks the body to change levels, to descend, to shift, to rise again hundreds of times a week. Each small act tells the nervous system, I still remember the sequence. And maybe you can remember too. When was the last time you sat on the floor without fear? Maybe to play with a grandchild or to fold laundry. If that feels distant, it's okay that memory is still written in your body. You haven't lost the floor. You've only stopped visiting it. And like any old friend, it just needs you to say hello again. Because the truth is simple. Strength is electrical, not magical. The current just needs practice. And the Tatami habit is how you plug it back in. Part 3. The anatomy of getting up. Let's step inside the body for a moment. Every time you rise from the floor, a hidden orchestra begins. The ankles feel the ground first, the knees follow, the hips lead the melody, and the spine lifts the final note. When that sequence plays smoothly, you move like water. When it breaks, the sound turns to strain. Most people try to power through with muscle pushing harder, holding their breath. But movement isn't about power. It's about order. When the hips forget to lead the knees, take the hit. When the breath locks, the spine stiffens. That's how a small effort becomes a big fear. In the Blue Lab view, imagine green pulses rising from the heel to the hip like a wave. The glutes light up the core, hums quietly, the diaphragm opens. Now the body moves as one. That's what the Japanese call Shintai no Wa, the circle of body unity. Here's where the tatami habit shines. It restores the sequence. You lower slowly, hips guiding the knees, breath releasing the weight. You rise with the heel pressing down, spine lengthening, eyes steady forward. It's not just movement, it's rehearsal for trust. And trust changes everything. When the brain feels a clean signal, it stops guarding. The knees stop bracing. The breath comes back on its own. Try this even now, sitting where you are. Press one heel gently into the floor. Feel the signal travel upward. Calf, thigh, hip, belly. That's the line you've been missing, the quiet power chain. Strength isn't something you rebuild in a gym. It's something you reconnect. The moment that current flows the body, remembers what freedom feels like. And from that memory, every movement becomes possible again. Part 4. The Japanese way of humility and flow. In Japan, movement and meaning are never separate. Every bend, every bow carries a quiet lesson about being human. At dawn, elders step onto the tatami, not to work out, but to greet the ground. The mat is soft woven from rush grass, faintly warm from the morning air. Knees lower first, hands follow spine bows. And in that small motion, something ancient happens. The body says, I trust the earth beneath me. It's called Seiza, the sitting of respect. And though it looks simple, it is profound anatomy in action. The hips fold without force. The knees align with calm precision. The breath slips through the diaphragm like water under bamboo. When scientists study this, they call it low-load dynamic mobility. When the Japanese describe it, they call it kokoro no kehai, the presence of heart. Different words, same truth. Gentle rhythm nourishes both the joints and the mind. Notice how everything moves in circles, not lines. Arms swing in arcs, torso turns with softness, even the head nods in tiny waves. The circle keeps blood fascia and balance alive. Straight lines break, circles endure. Maybe that's why Japanese centenarians don't hurry their mornings. They give time for the circle to start turning. They bow to balance itself. Take a moment right now. Let your shoulders drop, your breath slow. Feel how gravity doesn't pull you down, it holds you. That's the secret the tatami teaches every day. The ground is not your opponent. It's your partner. And when you learn to move with it, not against it, aging stops feeling like loss and starts feeling like flow. Part 5. Your safe tatami protocol.
Now that you understand the circle, let's bring it home, gently, safely, without fear.
You don't need a tatami mat or a studio. All you need is a steady surface, the edge of a chair.
A low bed, maybe the corner of a sofa. We'll move through 3 quiet practices, just 3, to remind your body what trust feels like. First, the supported descent. Stand beside the chair, feet shoulder-width apart. Place one hand lightly for balance, just enough to feel secure. Exhale as you hinge your hips back, not your knees, and lower halfway, as if greeting the ground from a distance. Feel your weight spread through the heels, steady, grounded. That's the body learning to share responsibility again. In the Blue Lab view, red knees calm to green as alignment returns. Stay for a breath, then rise slowly, drawing the inhale through your spine.
Second, the floor shift. If you're comfortable, come to a soft surface. From sitting, tuck one leg under.
Tuck one leg under, then the other, until you rest gently on your shins. This is the beginning of Seiza, the sitting of respect. Keep your chest lifted, your breath flowing through the diaphragm. You're not stretching, you're teaching your nervous system that low levels are safe again. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Exhale to soften the hips, inhale to gather stability. In Blue Lab space, amber warmth glows around the core, calm and sure. Third, the gentle rise. Bring one foot forward, heel grounded.
Press gently through that heel as you inhale, spine lengthening, eyes steady forward.
Let the hips guide the knees, not force, just flow. It's a graceful return, a quiet victory. Green lines surge upward through glutes and belly, ending in a soft light behind the heart. Pause there, breathe, feel the quiet pride of being upright again. Not rushed, not forced, simply aware. You can do this once a day or once a week. Each repetition recodes confidence into your body. Not power over gravity, but partnership with it. Because independence isn't built in gyms, it's rebuilt in small moments, right where your feet meet the floor. Part 6. Floor to freedom. A few weeks pass, and the same small moment returns. Something falls to the floor, a spoon, a book, a sock. But this time, you don't freeze. Your breath stays calm, your body listens, and the old hesitation never comes. You bend the knees, shift the hips, lower with ease, like you've been doing it your whole life. The floor no longer feels far away. It feels familiar, like a friend you finally called back. And when you rise, the movement is quiet, effortless, and steady. No rush, no grab for the wall, just a quiet, confident lift through the spine. That's the tatami habit at work. Not a trick, not a challenge, just the body remembering how safety feels. In Japan, they say the floor teaches humility, but what it really teaches is trust. Each time you kneel, you return to the source of your strength. Each time you rise,
You carry that strength with you.
It's not about
It's not about perfection.
It's about
It's about presence.
Take one more breath. Feel the ground under your feet. Solid, alive, dependable. That's where independence begins, not in distance, but in connection. So tomorrow morning, before the day pulls you forward, take a moment to bow gently toward the floor and thank it for holding you, for teaching you how to rise again. Try the tatami habit, once a day, for a week, not to prove anything, just to feel what changes. Notice how your steps feel lighter, how your breath feels longer, how confidence starts to move quietly beneath everything you do. If you've had recent surgery, or ongoing knee or hip pain, please talk with your doctor or physical therapist first. Always move within the range that feels safe and calm. And when you try it, tell us where you're from. Our community keeps growing people from every corner of the world, all learning how to age strong together.
Because strength isn't youth preserved, it's trust, renewed every single day.
You step forward. A simple motion, one you've done thousands of times before. But lately something feels different. Your body hesitates. There's a quiet pause, a small flicker of doubt before your foot finds the ground. Maybe someone told you to watch your step or to buy better shoes. Those things can help, yes. But they miss the deeper message your body is trying to send. That tiny hesitation, that brief sense of being slightly off balance, it isn't clumsiness, it's communication. A signal just slightly delayed traveling between your brain, your hip, and your foot. A small gap that over time can grow wider, turning confidence into caution. But here's the truth. That signal can be retrained. Balance isn't lost overnight, and it isn't gone forever. It can be restored through awareness, gentle movement, and a bit of daily practice. In this video, we'll rebuild that signal together, using one simple routine proven in balance studies from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic to restore precision and trust in every step you take. Before we begin, I'd love to know who's watching today. Tell us your first name and where you're joining from. Our age-strong community spans the world, and your presence here makes it stronger. So, what's really happening when your body hesitates? Inside you, there's an intricate pathway, a quiet chain of communication that connects your brain, your hips, and your feet. Your brain sends the command. It travels through your inner ear, your body's GPS, down to a key muscle deep in your side, the gluteus medius, and finally to the stabilizers around your ankle that prepare you for the step ahead. When that pathway is strong, your body moves as one. Every part speaks the same language, effortless, steady, confident. But as we age, this signal can begin to lag. The message that once flowed smoothly now takes just a little longer to arrive. The hip tells the ankle, prepare, but the foot responds a fraction of a second late. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, that small delay called delayed hip activation is one of the strongest predictors of falls in adults over 60. Stronger even than changes in vision or general reaction time. It's not about being slow. It's about the rhythm between signals falling slightly out of sync. Imagine a simple line chart. One line shows a young adult's reaction time about 18/100ths of a second. Another shows a senior's about 31/100ths. The gap looks tiny on paper, but in the real world, it's the difference between catching your balance or catching your toe. That's why our focus isn't on moving harder or faster like we used to. It's on shortening that signal gap, reawakening the dialogue between your brain, your hip, and your foot so that every step once again feels deliberate, grounded, and secure. Let's begin our guided practice. Find a clear space where you can stand near a wall or a sturdy counter. We want to feel safe, supported, and grounded as we rebuild these crucial signals. Drill 1. The standing signal. Stand tall, feet about hip-width apart. Rest one hand lightly on the wall. Now shift your weight slowly to your right side. As you do, notice that outer hip begin to engage. A small, quiet tightening. Allow your left heel to lift just slightly from the ground. Hold this moment for 3 slow breaths. You're not forcing it, you're listening. This isn't about how high you lift, but about how clearly your hip and foot begin to talk again. Slowly lower your heel, return to center, take a breath. Then repeat on your left side. Shift your weight, feel your hip activate, lift your right heel gently. Breathe. You're not building muscle. You're restoring trust. You're giving your nervous system a chance to rehearse its timing again. Drill 2, the controlled release. Now we'll refine that timing. Stand facing the wall, or a sturdy chair fingertips resting for balance. Lift one knee slowly, just high enough to clear the floor. Pause there. Extend your foot forward, not touching the ground yet, just hovering as if reaching toward something just out of reach. Feel the quiet work happening in your standing hip and your center. Now with care, let that foot land as softly as you can. Heel first, then the toes. Notice the control. This deliberate movement teaches your hip to anticipate your step instead of reacting after it. Even 2 minutes of this gentle drill a day can make a measurable difference. Research shows steady improvement in balance time after just 4 weeks of daily practice. It's not intensity that rewires the body, it's repetition with awareness. Repeat on your other side. Lift, extend, hold, and place softly. If you feel unsteady, keep both hands on your chair or wall. Drill 3, the feather step. Now we'll bring it all together, a calm, continuous step that feels light but stable. Begin with the same gentle weight shift. Shift to one side, let your opposite heel lift. As that heel rises, let your foot glide forward just like in the previous drill. Then let it meet the ground, heel to toe, smooth and silent. As your weight transfers, your other heel begins to lift for the next step. Feel that rhythm, hip foot, a conversation flowing in both directions. You're not trying to walk fast. You're learning to move consciously again. Every step, a dialogue of balance and trust. Take a few more feather steps back and forth. Notice how each one feels more connected than the last. You're not just moving your legs. You're reawakening the pathway between your brain and your body. You're reminding yourself stability isn't lost with age. It's rebuilt with awareness. Consistency always wins. It's not force or intensity that rewires the body. It's gentle repetition practiced often enough for the brain to trust the bait. Signal again. Your nervous system learns through calm, steady reminders, not through exhaustion. Try linking these short practices to something you already do each day. Brush your teeth. Wait for the kettle to boil. Stand by the counter while your coffee brews. 2 quiet minutes once or twice a day can make a remarkable difference. Research from Harvard Center for Balance and Mobility found that simple micro-movements done 5 days a week reduced trips and stumbles by 40% in adults over 65. Small, mindful signals like these rebuild stability, 1 repetition at a time. You're retraining the oldest and most reliable communication system your body has. Each calm step, each deliberate shift of weight reinforces independence. A quick but important reminder. If you've had recent surgery, unstable blood pressure, or severe dizziness, talk with your doctor before beginning any new movement practice. Always move within a comfortable range and stop if you feel sharp pain or lightheadedness. Safety always comes first. What you did today wasn't just exercise, it was a declaration. You showed your body that it can adapt, that it can relearn the rhythms that keep you steady. Confidence doesn't mean chasing youth. It means restoring the clear conversation between your mind, your muscles, and your movement. Each step you take now carries a little more trust, a little more control, a little more you. You are not fragile. You are capable, adaptive, and learning to move smarter with intention and grace. To remind yourself of today's work, write "I am rebuilding my signals" in the comments below. And if you know someone who's lost a bit of confidence in their steps, share this video with them. Strength grows when it's shared. Stay curious, stay consistent, and keep rising. It happens in a fraction of a second. A step onto a curb, a patch of uneven grass in the garden, and suddenly that quiet slip, the moment your balance disappears. Your hand shoots out, catching the wall. Your heart pounds fast, your breath shortens. For that brief instant, the world feels unpredictable. You tell yourself to be more careful. You buy better shoes. You grip the railing tighter or stay on the same familiar paths. But the uncertainty remains because those strategies don't reach the real problem. This isn't a failure of strength. It isn't weakness. It's delay. A tiny slowdown in a vital signal between your body and your brain, arriving just a fraction too late. And here's what changes everything. Your ankle isn't the problem. It's the messenger. And that messenger is trying to tell you the line is busy. Today we won't train your ankle. We'll rebuild the signal, clear the path, and restore the quiet trust your body once had in every step it takes. Because this isn't about fear. It's about connection. We are a global community, learning to move strong again. In the comments, write your first name and where you're watching from, and let's see how far our Still Strong family reaches. To understand why the body hesitates, we need to look at a hidden system. It's called the ankle strategy. It's not about strength, it's about timing. Even when you're standing still, your body is never completely still. It makes thousands of tiny, unconscious adjustments, swaying slightly forward, then a little back. The ankle strategy is what keeps your center of gravity balanced over your feet. It's a quiet conversation happening beneath awareness. This conversation has several key messengers. The muscles in your calves, the gastrocnemius and soleus, manage your forward sway. The tibialis anterior in the front pulls you back. The peroneal muscles along the outer leg stabilize you side to side. But how do these muscles know when to act? They listen. They listen through tiny sensors embedded in your tendons and muscle fibers called proprioceptors. These sensors detect minute changes in pressure and joint angle. They are the body's internal listeners, always aware of where you are in space. And this is why so many people feel unsteady, even when they're strong. Most people train for muscle size, but balance depends on the speed of the signal, not the size of the muscle. It's a neural skill, not a muscular one. Studies from Harvard Health and the Mayo Clinic highlight this clearly. After 60, the speed of these neural responses naturally begins to slow. The message arrives a fraction of a second late. And that hesitation you feel is your brain waiting for a signal that's been delayed. Think about the last time you had to reach for something to steady yourself. Did you grab a wall, a counter, a chair? Was it in a dim room or on an uneven floor? Share that moment below. It helps all of us see the patterns we share. 3. The rebuild how to awaken the signal. Here's the powerful truth. A delayed signal is not a lost one. It can be retrained. Your brain is adaptable. It's still listening. And together we can shorten that delay. We'll do this through 2 simple micro practices, light, calm, and safe. You can try them right now if you'd like. Find a steady surface nearby, the edge of a table, the back of a sturdy chair. Just something that helps you feel grounded. Stand tall but relaxed feet, comfortably apart. Let's begin with the micro shift. Slowly shift your weight from your right foot to your left. Feel the pressure move across the soles of your feet. Now, move your weight just slightly forward toward the balls of your feet, then gently back toward your heels. Tiny movements, soft and slow. What you're doing is waking up the conversation between your hips and your ankles. You're asking them to contract together to cooperate again, keeping your pelvis, your center steady and alive. Do you feel that small connection starting to wake up? Balance isn't in your feet. It's in how your hips time your feet. The hips act like the heavy pendulum, the ankle, the fine-tuning mechanism. We're syncing them again, re-establishing rhythm. Now let's awaken predictive control, your body's ability to anticipate movement. This one is called the feather rise. Stand with your weight evenly distributed. Keep your fingertips resting lightly for balance if needed. Now rise slowly. Lift your heels just a little as if a feather were under them. Then lower back down just as slowly, keeping full control of the descent. Try again. One gentle feather-light rise. One calm return. You may feel a small tremble that's normal. That's the signal being renegotiated, your nervous system learning in real time. If you've just tried this, if you felt that little shake fade after the second or third round, drop the words "signal awakened" in the comments. You've just done real work, rebuilding the bridge between awareness and motion, one calm signal at a time. 4. The daily code turns science into ritual. This isn't an exercise you do once, it's a signal you maintain. The key is turning this science into a daily ritual, something that fits naturally into the habits you already have. When you're standing by the kitchen counter waiting for the kettle to boil, do 5 gentle feather rises. Feel your ankles and calves wake up working together like quiet partners. When you're brushing your teeth, practice the micro shift. Move your weight slowly from side to side, then front to back. The bathroom counter is right there for support. 2 minutes of signal training twice a day. When you're rinsing vegetables at the sink, try standing on one foot for 5 seconds, then switch sides. Keep your hand resting lightly on the counter if you need it. This challenges the hip-ankle dialogue in a new way. Even in the shower with the water running, you can place one hand on the wall and lift your heels gently. The new sensory environment, sound, water, texture, strengthens your signal under different conditions. Science supports this kind of consistency. A study from Harvard Center for Balance and Mobility found that simple micro-movements practiced daily reduced trips and near falls by 40% in just 4 weeks. Balance isn't built through intensity. It's built through rhythm and attention. And here's the most fascinating part: the insight that reshapes everything. Balance improves fastest when practiced during moments of fatigue, not only after rest. When you're a little tired toward the end of the day, that's when your sensors are challenged. That's when they truly learn and adapt. So don't wait until you feel fresh. Try it while you're waiting for dinner to finish cooking. That's when the lesson settles deepest. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Every repetition is a conversation. Every calm adjustment strengthens the pathway between intention and motion. Now I invite you to try your own version, right now, wherever you are. Stand up, find your anchor, and do 3 slow, quiet feather rises. Then come back and comment, "Still strong." This is your daily check-in. Your simple proof that strength is not about effort, it's about attention. And together, this is how we build momentum, one signal, one breath, one quiet step at a time. And then, it happens. Not during practice, but in life. You're walking along a garden path, your foot lands on a loose stone, or you step down from a curb that's a little higher than you expected. But this time there's no stumble, no startled catch of breath. Before your conscious mind even notices the change, the signal has already fired. The adjustment has already been made. Your hips and ankles have had their quiet conversation. You simply keep walking. You continue on your path. This is what quiet confidence looks like. You can see it in the microsignals of a stable body, the toes spreading gently, gripping the ground. The pelvis balanced, neither tilted nor tense.
The gaze lifted forward, not downward. We often think confidence comes from strength.
But it doesn't. True confidence, the kind that lets you move freely through the world, comes from predictability. It's the deep cellular trust that your body knows what to do.
When it needs to do it. The fear that started this journey.
The fear of that sudden, helpless moment quietly fades. In its place grows something different, a calm kind of trust, a grounded knowing that your body and mind are once again on speaking terms. That's not just balance.
That's belonging, Pilving, to yourself, to your steps, to your own steady rhythm again. What you did today was profound. You didn't just perform a drill.
You took a delayed signal, a moment of hesitation, and you retrained it. You rebuilt your body's network of trust. You learned that balance isn't about the size of a muscle. It's about the speed of a signal. You learned that it doesn't live in your feet. It lives in how your hips time your feet. And you discovered that confidence doesn't come from strength. It comes from predictability. As always, move within your own comfort range. If you experience dizziness that lingers, or if you're recovering from recent surgery, please check with your doctor or physical therapist before beginning any new movements.
And remember this, you are not fragile. You are adaptive.
Your body was designed to learn to recalibrate, to heal. You are capable of all three.
To anchor this new identity, I want you to go to the comments one last time.
And write in capital letters, I am rebuilding my signals. And if you know someone, a friend, a parent, a loved one who's starting to lose confidence in their steps,
Who moves with that small hesitation, when please share this video with them.
sometimes understanding what's really happening inside the body changes everything. Thank you for being part of the Age Strong family. Stay curious. Stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
And keep rising.
You reach down for your shoes, and your whole body tilts unexpectedly to one side. You stand on one leg to put on your pants, and for a moment you sway. You walk down the hallway, and you feel one hip drop just slightly lower than the other. You catch yourself grabbing the countertop again. That small wobble, that quiet unevenness, it's familiar, isn't it? It shows up in the morning when you least expect it. And sometimes, it leaves you wondering if your balance is quietly slipping away. This isn't weakness. It's uneven awareness. One side of your body has stayed wide awake, doing the work holding you upright, while the other side has simply grown quiet. For years, people have told you this is just age, that it's what happens after 60, that your muscles weaken and your balance fades. But what if it's not your age? What if it's your timing? That flash of fear you feel when you tilt too far, it's real. That frustration when you have to steady yourself, completely valid. But it doesn't mean your body is failing you. It simply means one side stopped listening and the signal got delayed. Your body isn't broken, it's just out of sync.
And here's the hopeful part. That quiet side can wake up again.
The connection can return. The rhythm can be restored.
In this video, we'll find that imbalance together.
And by the end, you'll feel that quiet side switch back on gently, safely, in your own rhythm. We are the Age Strong family, spanning every corner of the world. Tell us your name and where you're watching from today. Because balance isn't just physical, it's community too. 2. The signal. What's really happening? When we feel that sudden sway, our first instinct is to blame our feet, or maybe our knees. But the real command center for your balance, especially when you're standing on one leg, isn't where you think it is. Inside your body, a quiet conversation is happening every second between your hips and your brain. One side sends a signal the moment your foot leaves the floor, the other just a little late. And that tiny delay, smaller than a blink, is enough to make your whole body wobble. Your balance doesn't start in your feet. It starts in your side. Deep in your side hip lives a small, powerful muscle called the gluteus medius. It's the hidden stabilizer that keeps your pelvis level. The instant you lift one foot, it's supposed to fire holding you steady so you don't topple over. But when that signal is late, your hip drops first. Your body scrambles to recover. That's the moment you feel the tilt, the little panic, the need to grab the wall or the counter. It's not weakness, it's lag time. And scientists have measured it. Studies from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic show that this hip activation delay is one of the clearest early signs of fall risk after 60. Not because the muscle is gone, but because it's gone quiet. Here's what's fascinating. This isn't about how strong you are. It's about how fast the message travels. Your hips don't need to be bigger or harder. They just need to respond on time. The muscle on your quiet side hasn't disappeared. It's simply forgotten when to wake up.
Our goal today isn't to build it, it's to remind it, to turn the light back on.
Now think about your own day. When do you notice that imbalance the most? Is it when you're turning to reach something? When you're getting dressed? Or maybe when you step down from a curb? Share it with the community in the comments below, because the more we notice these patterns, the faster we can retrain them together. 3. The practice. How to reawaken it. We are going to retrain that signal with 3 simple, safe microdrills. Please use a wall or a sturdy chair for light support. Safety always comes first. Drill 1. The side hover. Stand tall. Shift your weight onto one leg. Let's say your right leg. Now slowly lift your left foot just 1 inch off the floor. Just hover. Feel that muscle on the side of your standing hip. That's it. That's the one. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. It's perfectly okay if you feel a tremble or a shake. That's not weakness. That's your signal waking up. Maybe for the first time in a long time. Now let's try the other side. Shift to your left leg. Hover the right. Does it feel different? Is one side rock solid and the other shaky? That's the imbalance we're fixing. Drill 2. The wall glide. Stand with your quiet hip next to a wall. Foot about 6 inches away. Gently press that side hip into the wall. You're not pushing hard. You're just connecting. Hold that gentle connection. Feel the muscle engage. You are teaching your brain where that signal is supposed to go. It's a tiny, tiny movement, but it sends a big, clear message. Your brain is listening again. Drill 3. The step tap. Stand tall, holding your support. Lift your right leg. Step forward, and just tap your toe. Bring it back to center. Lift your left leg. Step forward, tap, and bring it back. The key is to feel your standing hip doing the work. Don't let it drop. Do you see? Balance isn't built by force or by big, fast movements. It's built by timing. It's built by precision. Go ahead and pause the video. Try one round of the side hover with me. Right now, using your chair. Feel your hips align. Feel that muscle wake up. Partus. Real-world reinforcement. Make it a habit.
You've woken the muscle up. Now we have to make that connection automatic.
We do this by habit stacking, linking new signals to the things you already do every single day. You don't need a 30-minute workout. You need 30-second signals 10 times a day. Here's how. While brushing your teeth, you're standing at the sink anyway. For the first minute, stand on your right leg. Feel that hip hold you steady. For the second minute, switch to your left. That's 2 minutes of balance training hidden inside your morning routine. Remember this. Consistency always beats intensity. Your brain doesn't learn from one big, exhausting effort. It learns from rhythm, from repetition. Next, while waiting for the kettle or the microwave, stand with your quiet side toward the counter. Do a gentle wall glide press. Connect. Remind that muscle it has a job. And while folding laundry, let your movements flow. 10-step taps on each side. Tap, return. Tap, return. Make it rhythmic. Make it smooth.
These are not exercises right now. They're conversations with your body.
The data backs it up. Studies from the Harvard Center for Balance show that consistent daily micro-practice can reduce fall risk by 40% in just 4 weeks. Why? Because repetition rewires speed. At first, the signal is like a narrow, overgrown footpath in the woods. You have to think about every step. After a week of daily taps and hovers, that path becomes clearer. After a month, it's a bright, wide highway, a signal that moves before you even realize it. You lift your foot, and the muscle fires instantly. That's automatic balance. That's stability. That's freedom. We are a community of action. If you've practiced any of your balance drills this week, even one comment, still strong below. Because every small signal you rebuild adds up, and together, they become your strength. 5. Real-life application. See it in action. A few weeks pass. The kettle clicks off. The same kitchen. The same quiet morning light. But something feels different now. You reach down for your shoes, and this time your body holds steady. No sudden lean. No tilt to one side. Just quiet control. That small wobble that used to appear without warning, it's gone. The muscle that once hesitated now fires before you even think about it. You can feel it. The steadiness, the predictability. You stand tall and lift one leg to put on your pants. No panic, no reach for the wall. Your hips stay level, balanced, calm. It's the same moment that once made you doubt your body. Now it makes you trust it again. That's the shift. The quiet miracle of awareness returning. You walk down the hallway, and your stride is smooth. One foot gliding after the other. Your hips stay even. Your shoulders relaxed. The floor feels steady beneath you. There's a quiet confidence in every step. Not pride, but peace. Think about this. Your muscle strength didn't magically change overnight. Your awareness did. What you trained wasn't power, it was precision. You taught your brain and your body to talk again. And this time, they're in sync. You didn't just rebuild a muscle, you restored a conversation. You reminded your nervous system what safety feels like. And that awareness, that living dialogue between hip, foot, and mind, is what true balance is made of. It's not control, it's communication. Not force, but flow. Not effort, but understanding. You took that uneven, out of sync feeling and turned it into rhythm, into quiet timing, into trust. And in doing that, you rediscovered something even deeper than balance. You rediscovered your own confidence, the steady voice of your body saying, I remember how to stand again. 6. Closing. Re-anchor to identity. Today, you did more than move. You listened. You listened to your body's quiet side.
And reminded it that it still belongs in the conversation. You didn't just steady your step.
You rebuilt trust. You found the source of the imbalance. And you rebalanced that quiet side.
That wobble wasn't a flaw, it was your body asking for attention. And you answered with patience.
Awareness and care. This is what age strong means. You are not fragile. You are adaptive. You are capable of rewiring, resyncing, and rebuilding. And you've already proven it.
One calm moment at a time. Take a second to ground that truth. Write in the comments.
I am rebuilding my signals. It's not just words. It's a reminder of what your body can still do.
If this video helped you find balance again, share it with someone you love.
Someone who might still be afraid of that quiet sway on one side. Your experience could help them.
Stand a little steadier too. Stay curious, stay consistent, and keep rising.